Welcome to the Upside Podcast, where we help you get unstuck in your life and your business by elevating your thinking and provoking meaningful change from the inside out. I'm Theresa Flood, and I can't believe it. The day this episode drops is going to be the day before Q4 starts. So Tuesday, September the 30th. So today that I'm recording is actually the beginning of September, and tonight is the first Cowboy game of the season. So I'm decked out in my Dallas Cowboy gear, full of all hope and optimism, like any good Cowboy fan. And the day that this episode drops, hopefully our enthusiasm and our excitement about the season is going to be continuing on. But I want to talk to you about what does Q4 need to look like for us in our business. And definitely doesn't need to look like it does for the majority of Cowboy seasons, where we start strong and fizzle out on the end. That's not what I want for myself, and that's not what I want for you. So how do we get really purposeful about utilizing Q4 in all the best ways? I'm going to give you 4 things that I believe Q4 is all about. And the first one, Q4 is really about character. So most of us are pretty good at starting. Many of us are not great at finishing. Q4 is about becoming a person who finishes and who finishes strong. It's easy to start. Now, not everybody starts. So if you started something, if you embarked on a big goal this year, pat yourself on the back. Some people never get started. So that is the beginning. And it's not enough to start. We have to become people who finish. And Q4 is just riddled with so many distractions. It's holiday after holiday, it's parties, and we're tired. We're tired. We're losing steam a lot of times at this point of the year. We've been running the race for a while, and we're ready to slow down and to quit. And it's not time to throw in the towel on October the 1st, people. We still have 1/4 of the year left. We have 25% of the year is still unwritten. So whether you're behind on goal or you're ahead of goal, I want to encourage you to be the kind of person who finishes and who finishes strong. If you're ahead of goal, I want to encourage you to bust through that finish line, because if you don't keep going, you don't even know what your potential is. Some of you maybe have had the best first 3 quarters that you've had in a long time. Awesome. You've accomplished things that you already surpassed the goal for the year. And the natural tendency is to sit back and to kind of relax. And I want to challenge you to keep your foot on the gas, to run through the finish line strong. Don't just settle and say it's good enough, especially if you're behind goal. Sometimes we think, you know what, I'm just going to quit now and I'm going to re-engage in January. Well, that's a terrible idea. Don't be that person who just quits and stops and says, I'm going to pick up again, because you will lose momentum entirely. So learn to finish strong. Finishing strong isn't about the scoreboard. It is about your character. When we can learn to finish strong regardless of the scoreboard, we become people who finish. My girls, when they play basketball, we've had times that they have been the dominant team on the court, and then we have times that we have gotten our little butts handed to us on that basketball court. And Tommy and I's expectation of our girls all of the time, every time though, is you play until the last buzzer. You might not win the whole game, but can you win Q4? And we'll look, what was the score? Not the whole game, but what was the score in Q3? What was the score in Q4? Play until the buzzer. It develops our character. The second thing is that Q4 is about consistency. And intensity is easy, but keeping on and continuing with that consistency is what makes champions. Anyone can ride emotional highs for a short burst, but it's the people who keep going, like the Energizer Bunny. You just keep going. You don't let things dissuade you. You take time off when it's appropriate to take time off. I'm all for taking time off around the holidays. But the beginning of Q4 is not when we start taking off. We still, again, have 25% of the year. It's a huge part of hitting the goal that we've had. Intensity is exciting, but consistency is what makes champions. And this is one of my favorite things about Q4. Q4 is a time for clarity. We are mostly tired a lot of times by Q4. it's been a long year, right? For whatever it is, it's usually been a long year. I don't know, is there ever a year that you say it hasn't been a long year? I'm not sure. I feel like all the years are pretty tired by Q4. And one of the most invigorating things that we can do in our lives is to spend time setting vision. Goal setting, business planning, and doing visionary things are one of the best ways to bring energy back into doing what you love to do. And so Q4 is a time of planning. It's a time of slowing down. We do a lot of business planning at Keller Williams and the Go Network. We'll take, day-long classes to spend time reflecting on what went really well the year before, what was the biggest wins that we had, and then what were the challenges and where were the gaps. And what do we want to go and do and accomplish for next year? But Q4 is a time for you to dream a little bit. It's a time for you to plan. And I as we slow down to do those things, it's going to be energizing and rejuvenating for you. So make sure that you have time scheduled, that it's not accidental. Don't wait until the end of December to do this. Do this in Q4, and it's going to help sustain you to get all the way across the finish line. Reflection ignites vision. Without clarity, burnout always wins. All right. And then Q4, and this might be the most important one, but Q4 is a catalyst because we know that momentum, it takes a while to get into. So if you stop taking your foot on the gas and you take a big breather for all of Q4 and think you are going to start on January 1 super strong, you're not in momentum until March or April. So whatever you choose to do in any area of your life, whatever you choose to focus on and buckle down in Q4 is really about starting strong. So yes, it's about finishing strong. But even for those of you who think, I'm already ahead of goal, who really cares what I do in Q4? Or I'm so far behind goal, I just want to scrap this and start over next year. The choices that you make, the momentum that you start building now enables you to hit the ground running on January 1st. Or maybe take January 1st off, January the 2nd. And I want to be in momentum. I don't want my day one of 2026 to be an actual day one. I want to already have new systems in place. I already want to have my business plan done. I already want to be sowing seed so that the momentum starts for 2026 when that calendar year turns. So remember, it is really about finishing strong. Even more importantly, it's about starting strong. So if you know that you have big goals for next year, I'm going to implore you to go all in October, November, and December. Pre-plan your time off. Take off whatever time you need to take to be with family. Let it be intentional and purposeful, and plan your business time. Plan the time that you're going to continue to invest in your growth, and let that be a catalyst so that 2026, in any area of your life that you want it to be, is your absolute best year ever. Start January running ahead of the competition who took off all of Q4. That's not who you are. No, you are not. You are a champion. You finish strong. You finish till the end. You play to the buzzer. You run through the tape. And then you're already starting in massive momentum in January of 2026. So that is my challenge for you. That's my word of advice. And I'm speaking to myself as well. I'm looking in the mirror, giving myself the very same challenge and pep talk. That's another episode of The Upside. And when you invest in your growth just a little bit every single day, it's going to yield you great returns. Don't stop growing. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop striving to be more. And we'll see you next week on The Upside.